Hi Patrick, hope you're doing well. Um, just to add a bit of flesh to this question, I don't know, maybe I've heard very few circumstances and I can't generalize it, but I don't know, some sisters, okay, not some sisters, one of my friends was complaining to say, for me, when I was in the world, I never had problems in terms of guys telling or stating where we are at, but since I became a Christian, the brothers have been meeting, they want to talk to you, but they're not making their intentions clear. So we're just talking about that and discussing, and she's like, I don't know why Christian brothers are slow, like to just make their intentions known. And I've also seen someone who's in a similar situation, like giving all the signs, very, very clear signs, but just not stating. I hope there's a bit more context.
I actually get what you mean. Very, very funny, but true in some situations. To start with, I know at times brothers may seem to be slow, without making their intentions known. At times though, the brothers are not really slow. The sister is just too fast. So there's this thing whereby there's what my pastor's preaching about, say, reference point. Like at times when you go to a new church, you've got the reference point of the old church you used to go to. So if it's different from the old church you used to go to, be like, no, this is not what I'm used to. This is not how church is supposed to be, because that's my reference point. So usually the sisters have this, what do you call this? The sisters, like you mentioned, say when she was in the world, she thought people used to approach her a lot, or maybe making their intentions known to her a lot. And now that she's a believer, it looks like the brothers are slow. The problem with that is that her reference point is when she was in the house, in the world. So her reference point is how people used to, like many people maybe were after her, and many people would ask her out. That's the reference point she's having right now. And many times when you're trying to compare your now with what used to happen as a reference point, that might be misleading. I think the question should be, the ladies at times have to understand, say, when I was in the world, why is that many people would just approach me and ask me out, as compared to now that I'm a believer and there are brothers around and they look like they're taking too long. When we are in the world, one thing I've realized is that, first of all, the reasons why people usually, as in the common reason why people date in the world, and the common reason why people date, or what we believe as believers, why we should date when we are born again. In the world, people just date for fun. Most people, let me not generalize people. Most people just date for fun. So you find somebody sees a girl and they like the girl, they don't have to count through a lot of things. As in, they don't have to count the cost as much, because guys, this is just for fun. This is just for now, So it's easy to just ask the lady, and it might even seem normal if today we get into a relationship, a week later, or maybe 2 months later, it ends. Or maybe even a year later, it ends. It's normal. But when we are born again, I think we are, like for me personally, I don't know about other guys, but for me personally, I'll take my time, because I do not want just to date the lady for now. I do not want just to date her for the sake of just having fun. I want to know the lady, and by the time I'm asking the lady out, it's, for me, I want it will be at a time that I'm sure, so this is the lady I want for me, and this is the lady I'm willing to spend the rest of my life with. Yeah. So I'm getting to this lady for more reasons than just trying to find if I'm compatible with her. Yeah. But it's because I've seen this is the lady I would want to spend life with, and I would want to marry this lady. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I would get into a relationship, and I love this lady. Yeah. So I think that's the difference. But of course, I do understand there are guys who just be there, not making their intentions known. Yeah, the guy will just be there, really nice to the lady, but not making his intentions known. Making our intentions known as guys is more than just letting the lady know I want to date you or I would like to be with you, but even making the lady to know, say, okay, I'm just taking you as a friend. Yeah. I think that's also making your intention. No, your intention is that you just want friendship and not for you guys to get into a deeper relationship or something which is at a different level. Yeah. So there's something which I learned from a friend of mine from Launeti. Yeah. So she was teaching me. She told me something about what they call intentional friendship. Yeah. We really have to be intentional about each friendship that we have. Yeah. So if I, for one, like getting to know people just for the sake of being friends. I rarely get into start knowing somebody for the purpose of dating them. I rarely do that. Actually, I've never done that before. Usually when I see a girl and I have a crush on them and I would like to date them, I usually never really get to know them. Yeah, I don't know. It's not that I just avoid it, but it just happens that I don't even approach them for me to get to know them. Yeah. But all the ladies that I've ever wanted to date before are people that actually said getting to know them first of all, without having any intentions of me being in a relationship with them. And at that moment, I'll make my intention known to say, I just want to be a friend. Yeah. But as we go along in our friendship and I start seeing her to be somebody that I would like to spend the rest of my life with, I would like to be in a relationship with, and make my intentions known now. I start showing signs, say, I now like her, and yeah, I tell her, get a sense. But it's all about being intentional. So it's really not always that we are slow. The problem at times that one, we are not intentional. Even the ladies at times are not intentional. Yeah. And the problem again is that ladies always have a reference point which they had when they were in the world. Yeah. So they think everybody will just move fast. And some ladies are just too fast. Yeah, they just expect things to move too fast. But not everybody moves too fast. A man has to count the cost. The Bible says, who starts building a house minus counting the cost, least they fail to finish and people laugh at them. Yeah. So really there's a cost to count. I don't know if I've answered your question.
Wow. The reference point and counting the cost. Wow. Yeah. Mingbaila. Gender Mingbaila now. Yeah, it makes sense. I think especially of counting the cost. Okay. No, thank you. Thank you. I understand. I don't think I have anything much to add, but thank you for that perspective.
I'm really glad you understand. Yeah, and at times I feel like ladies should not really allow themselves to be insecure. Like ladies should not allow people to instill insecurities on them, because most of the times these white guys in the church taking long. I've heard of ladies who say they would rather get a guy from outside the church. the like, and usually it's because of insecurities and what they've let society teach them about men in the church. Like, even when it comes to, last time I was talking about ladies being a pastor's wife, it's like there's just this notion that people have is what society has taught them about what being a pastor's wife is, which is not really true, most of it. Even at times the church actually made people fear being pastors' wives, because there's just these expectations which are not even biblical at the church, and people around, not the whole church, but some denominations and people around are really placed on people. Yeah. So I feel as ladies, and look at me saying as ladies as if I'm one of the ladies. I think ladies should not be insecure. Ladies really have to deal with their insecurities. Yeah, I know guys have got their own, but when it comes to this area, ladies really have to deal with their insecurities. Because one of the questions that they should ask themselves is, when they say guys are taking long, what are they using to measure long, how long or how soon guys approach them, and maybe make the intentions known and the like. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's true. I get you, especially on the issue of social standards. It's very, very true. But also, when does a lady draw the line to say, okay, what's happening between us or what's going on? She may not have all those social standards, all those expectations, so to say, but realistically speaking, I think at some point one may wonder. So, like, when does one draw that line?
This is actually a very interesting question. I think, how the Bible says we should be gentle as dove, but wise as serpents. As believers, we need to be really, really wise. Yeah. So even when you're in any friendship, and you notice, okay, this person is, I think every time you notice the friendship that you're having with somebody is not clear, whether you guys just want friendship, or yes, you would want to get into maybe a deeper relationship, maybe you guys to be in a love relationship and the like. I feel every time you feel like it's not clear, you have to draw, as in intentions have to be made known. Yeah, you have to question what are the intentions, what's the intention behind this friendship and the like. Yeah, and at times it might not always be you asking the guy to say, what are we like, it might, you have to just, it might be you just doing it in a wise way. Maybe you drawing some, especially if it's somebody that you don't see yourself being with. I think it's very, very important that you just draw the line. You make it clear to the person to say, okay, I just want friendship. I don't see me and you being more than friendship. Yeah. You make it clear to the person. Because at times the person is not, the person is acting the way they're acting. Maybe they also are scared. They're like, they show you some signs and they withdraw. They show you some signs and they withdraw. Maybe they're scared. Say, what if she says no? Because at times on the guy's side, the phobia at times is that, what if the girl says no? Because some people think when the girl says no, then you cease being friends. They say no, it would be weird being friends, but I don't think so. Yeah. So I've got a friend of mine, a female friend, and I started liking her at some point. Yeah. And yeah, she's an amazing person, and I think she would make an amazing girlfriend, an amazing fiancée, and an amazing wife. Yeah. And I remember me and her talking. So what happened was, she posted something. I'm sure she will listen to this podcast and know I'm talking about her, but I know she's okay with it since it's for the purpose of teaching. Yeah. So me and her were getting close and stuff. We were very, very good friends. And so I once posted something on my WhatsApp, something like, imagine finding a female who loves music, who can sing, and who does poetry. I think that would be very, very amazing. I think I posted something like that. She commented, say, "Oh, I think I'll be praying that you find that person." You see what she did there? She was like, she did it in a wise way. She was like, "I'll be praying that you find that person." I don't know if she knew I was talking about her. Yeah, because she was those things that I mentioned. And she was like, for me, it was not like I was trying to propose using my status. No, I was just trying to, it's that thing about just feeling excited and you just post something. Yeah. And she was like, I'll be praying you find that person. I think if she knew to say I was talking about her, she's trying to make it clear to say she didn't see me that way. Yeah? She was like, I'll be praying you find that person. She inboxed me, responding to my status. And and I was like, what if you are the prayer answer? And she responded, say, I would ask you to continue praying because I already got my answer. You get the sense? So it was like, we're just joking here. Then about 2 days, I kept on thinking about it. And 2 days later, and I talked to her and told her, no, I know we're joking, but I sort of meant what I was trying to say. She was like, yeah, I know. And I wanted to make things clear because she was like, you are an amazing friend of mine and you're an amazing person to me, and I wouldn't want to put you in a space where things are not clear. Yeah, I wouldn't want to put you in that space because you're too special to me for me to do that to you. And she was like, no. She explained to me about how somebody else had asked her out. She had not yet responded, but yeah, she was still thinking about, she liked the person, she was thinking about responding, and and this was an amazing conversation, and it was an amazing way of us trying to be intentional with with our friendship, and she said it in a good way, as in she responded to me in a good way. I was not offended. I did not hate her for that. I did not think that was supposed to affect our friendship, whereby I started feeling weird around her when I'm talking to her. No, we continued being friends. We're still friends right now, like very good friends. But at least we're intentional about our friendship. Say, I know she's just a friend, and she knows I'm just a friend, and we're not trying to push this to something bigger, as in something deeper than just friendship. So we were intentional with we're intentional. Initially we're not intentional about our friendship, but now we are very intentional. And I feel these are some of the conversations that people should need to be having, to really make it clear to the other person, to say, right now we're just friends, I'm just getting to know you, or let's continue being friends. Yeah, and that's I just want friendship from you, and that's okay. It does not necessarily mean you can never be in a relationship, but what you're trying to explain or to make clear in that moment is that right now, for now, this is what I'm seeing. So I just want friendship. And if you don't see yourself with a person ever in a relationship and you're sure, it's okay to communicate that as well, so you just become friends forever. Yeah, because one thing I understand is that some people are really, really amazing friends. Some people make very, very good friends, but might not make a good, maybe boyfriend, a good spouse to us, but they make good friends. Yeah. So for just because they can't make a good spouse for us, or we don't see them as being the spouse for us, or the boyfriend, the girlfriend for us, should not necessarily mean we can't be friends. Because just because they can't be a spouse or a girlfriend or a boyfriend for us does not necessarily mean they can be good friends. And we should not let that stop them from being the good friends that they are to us. Let's continue being good friends. Yeah. But let's have boundaries and let's be intentional. I don't know if I'm answering your question. Yeah.
Your friend goes. That was really wise of her. Yeah, very, very wise. She handled it very well. Very wise. Yeah. Yeah, and you also responded very well. The thing is that very few people would see it that way, to say, okay, we can continue being friends. Like, honestly, realistically speaking, yeah, I think very few people would see it that way.